Hello students, Mr. Ree here with your word work lesson. Today we're going to be working with prefixes. Now prefixes are affixes, which are elements that are added to the beginning of a root word. Okay. Now there's two types of affixes. We have prefixes, which we're really going to be focusing on today, and we have suffixes. Like I said, prefixes are added to the beginning of a word, and suffixes are added to the end. Okay, but as I said, we're focusing on prefixes today. That's what we're really zeroing in on. And the prefixes that we're going to be working with are re, as if you couldn't tell already by my name, and un, from Mrs. Un. So those are the two particular prefixes that we're going to be focusing in on. So as I said before, prefixes precede. They come before the root word, okay, the word that we're starting with. They come at the beginning. They're at the very beginning when we start spelling the word, okay? And the two prefixes, as I said before, we're going to be focusing on are re and un. Now, I put in some interesting symbols. You might be familiar with these symbols because we see them on our iPads or computers a lot of time. You know, re, and this really helps establish the meaning. These symbols help establish the meaning of these prefixes. The prefix re, as the symbol right here, indicates repetition, to do again, or to redo it. Okay, so to do something again, to repeat it. The prefix un indicates a reversal, or the opposite, like undoing a mistake maybe that you typed, or a picture that you added that you didn't really want to add. You can undo it. When you think of the prefix re, you really just need to think about the word again. Because whatever that re is attached to, it means you're doing it again. Take, for example, let's say you were building something with Legos, okay? Building some type of tower with Legos. And maybe your brother or sister comes over and they knock it down, okay? Well, you can either leave those pieces on the floor, okay, all messed up, or you can take some initiative and rebuild. Rebuild that step. Okay, rebuild that tower. Maybe you're playing in a soccer game, okay, and you're off to a great start. Your team's up 2-1, but then all of a sudden the other team catches fire and they take the lead. But right at the last minute, a game-winning goal, you guys retake the lead. You take it back, okay? Maybe Friday night, and your family orders a pizza. Okay, a large. Let's make it an XL, an extra large pizza. Okay, let's get some pepperonis on there. Maybe your family orders an extra large pizza. Too much for your family to eat in one night. There's leftovers. Next day, what do you want for lunch? I don't know. Let's get some pizza. Let's reheat it. Okay, you're heating it up again. It was once hot, then it became not hot. So we need to reheat it before we enjoy it. When it comes to the prefix un, the word I like to associate with it the most is not. Because whatever you're attaching that prefix unto, it's always going to be telling you what you're not able to do. For example, what do we got here? A sad face. Well, that's what not being able to do something makes me feel. It makes me unhappy, the opposite of happy. I'm not happy about that at all. You know what also makes me unhappy? Is my inability to draw a really good butterfly. I just can't put it together. Oh man, I am unable to draw a good butterfly. It's ridiculous. What if this situation happens? So let's say we have a math lesson tomorrow. Let's say the lesson 3.5. We're doing math lesson 3.5, and you're assigned the home link for 3.5. That makes sense. But all of a sudden your teacher decides, oh, and we want you to do the home link for 3.6 and 3.7 and 3.8 and so on and so forth. Even though we haven't talked about those lessons. That sounds to me unfair. So whatever that prefix un is attaching to, focus on the word not. You are not able to do that. So here's a fun way to look at our prefixes re and un. And yeah, I know, you'll leave it to me to come up with the comic book reference. But I think this will make sense. So, there was this very popular movie, maybe you saw it, called the Avengers. Okay. Now, not to spoil anything for you, but in the Avengers, several individual heroes come together to form a super team called the Avengers. You might say that they assemble, which is often a key term in the words or in the Avengers story. Avengers assemble, something that they chant or shout out. Okay? In the second movie, the sequel, some bad things happen with the team. There's some bitter feelings and mistakes are made. There's some disagreement. And you could maybe say that they become unassembled. Okay, they're pulled apart. But, considering the fact that we all love happy endings, as we get to the end of the movie, they find a way to come together and put the bitterness behind them, and they reassemble. They come back together. So, the Avengers assemble, they unassembled, and they reassemble, coming back together. Just an interesting way to look at the prefixes. Before you move on to the next pages in the module, where you're actually going to start doing some of the word sorts and a Poplet assignment, I want to make sure that you're warned, okay, caution sign right here, that even though we're working with the prefixes re and un, there might be a few words that will fall under this category of oddballs. Yes, this is one of the 3 categories of your word sort. And an oddball word will have what looks like the prefix re or un at the beginning of it. But actually, that is not the prefix. It is not modifying the meaning of the word. Okay? And you just have to recognize what those words are. So like I said, they'll look like they're having the prefix re or un at the beginning, but they really don't. Okay, it just happens to be, the word happens to be spelled that way. So make sure you pay close attention. As you move on to the next page of the module, you're going to learn about speed sorting, get some word sort practice with that speed sort before you actually put them all together in a Poplet. Okay, keep moving forward, guys. You're doing great.